So ASAP Rocky gets a not guilty verdict for his alleged charges. Let's talk about it. See, it's always good to see somebody go to trial and win, being that's very, very rare. But according to reports, the jurors reached a verdict in ASAP Rocky's felony trial for firing a gun at a former friend. ASAP Rocky faced 2 felony assault charges with a potential 24-year prison sentence if convicted. Prosecutors allege Rocky had shot at ASAP Rocky, grazed his knuckles during the 2021 Hollywood dispute. The defense claimed Rocky fired blanks from a prop gun from a music video set. This is what I think about it, y'all. Like I said, it's always good to see somebody go to trial and win. And obviously, he knew he was going to win that case. Because if I'm not mistaken, they had offered him 180 days. Now, usually, well, I'm from California, so usually when you're willing and dealing with them courts in California, if you know you may have did it, you usually just jump on that deal and get it out the way. And this is why they got a high conviction rate, because nobody likes to go to trial. Due to a lot of times they be guilty. But don't get me wrong, a lot of cats do be getting railroaded. There's definitely a lot of that going on. So I'm definitely advocating and not advocating for you to go to trial. You just got to know what you up against, and it's a case by case basis, literally. So yeah, but ASAP beat that, so he ain't about to get no 24 years. He's not about to be, you know, with Dirk or none of them. So that's over with. And when I'm thinking about it, when I hear about the details of the case, how could they tell or not whether if it was a real gun or a prop gun? I mean, okay, what, he said he was grazed? Because I don't really read the details, y'all. So what, he grazed him? And then from what I'm hearing, old boy actually picked the shells up and took him to the police. So he told us, well. So yeah, it's quite likely his rap career over with. I forget what they said his name was. I think, what is it, ASAP Rocky or whatever. I think that's him. Yeah, his career over with for the most part, pretty much. But you know, who knows? Stranger things definitely has happened in the entertainment, the rap industry, as we know. So never say never. But it is safe to say it's a rap for bruh. But that's the thing, when you fighting them cases and you up against something, how long when to hold them and how long when to fold them. Now, in ASAP case, of course, the lawyers is definitely going to make a difference. Now, probably had he was using a public pretender, if it was one of the average cats, he probably would have just took that 180 days just to get it out the way. But if you know you didn't do it, you probably should fight it. I mean, I would. But everything is a case by case basis, man. Speaking of that, hell, Bad News Brown, I'm up against it right now. Shall I say, I'm just gonna call it a fender bender though, but we'll see. Y'all stay tuned for that. But we ain't gonna speak too much on mine, but Bad News Brown does get down. You can put it like that. No, I don't do nothing. But again, ASAP Rocky free of all charges. So look forward to hearing more about him, I'm sure. He's probably gonna drop a song, or already got an album in the works, or definitely some interviews. Who knows? But that's usually how I go right now. When he beat that, he up out of there. Young Thug up out of there. We ain't heard too much from Young Thug, huh? Well, anyway, probably staying out the way, and that's probably the best thing to do when you up against it and you really been there. See, that's the difference between a lot of people out here who ain't never really been nowhere. And sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. Usually you can just by their conduct. But when they get somewhere, a lot of times it's kind of too late. Usually the hard way, you already washed up. A lot of times you don't got no get back. So you gotta definitely be up on game out here, man. Don't be no crash dummy, man. Watch out for the crash dummies, man, and stick and move. But this is another thing I see going on regarding these celebrities and rappers when they be catching these cases. I'm not even gonna say trumped up charges, but they just be like, to me, miscellaneous charges where I'm assuming, I ain't gonna say forced to pay, but they obligated to pay thousands of dollars in legal fees and this and this and that, when you could have just played it this way and, hey man, hey, give me this, give me that. And in other words, it'd be frivolous cases, and it seemed like they being dragged through the mud, when really certain cases, I'm not going to necessarily say settle, but hey, if that's what you're threatening with, I'd rather do that. I'll do that 28 days. I ain't even going to say 28 days because I got a bad connotation in my county. 28 days without the probation or whatever it is, other than to pay, give this motherfucker $250,000 because he said I spit on him, or I yelled at him, or I pushed him, or some old stupid shit like that. So, but I don't know, that's another story though, Bill. But yeah, ASAP up out of there, man. That's cool, man. It's good to always see another brother up out of there, and it's definitely good to see, like I said, somebody take it to trial and win, because the county, the court, they don't like taking it to trial. So if you go to trial and lose, what's gonna happen is they gonna max you out. When you max you out, that means whatever the maximum sentence and maximum time they was already trying to give you, that's usually what they gonna give you. So in ASAP Rocky case, I think they was trying to give him like 8. They offered him. That's probably why they offered him that little time, just to get him. They knew it was frivolous, and he knew that too. That's why he fought it. But say if he would have lost, they probably would have gave his ass 15 years. I don't see him, but they could have gave him the whole 24. And usually that's what they do. But I'm going to say, because of he a high profile, they probably would have just gave him what they was going to give him originally. Would have been that 8 or 9 year or a 15 piece. But who knows? Because again, if the average, if it's you, they max you out, you're going to get that whole 24. And that has happened to a lot of cats over the years, man. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to be leery of that, man. The attorneys, all that. You definitely hit that law library, especially if you ain't got no bread up under your belt fighting them cases, or you gonna learn the hard way. And it's just that simple, man. And sometimes it take the hard way, but again, the hard way, most of the time nowadays, you don't get no get back from. So you better learn from other people's mistakes, man, because life too short to learn them all yourself. I'm just gonna put it like that. But anyway, man, ASAP Rocky up out of there. He beat the case, man. Good thing for him, man. Look forward to hearing something about that ASAP Rocky, the next album again, next interview, whatever.